Yourself.
It was nice. Couple rounds in, and got some stuff done. Everybody be gone, so yeah, getting ready for our big trip this weekend. Ready to hit Vegas and Mountain West Conference Media Day this week.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you've never been there, right?
I have not.
You've been to Vegas, not to Media Day. Yeah, I know it's good. It'll be good, and looking forward to doing that this weekend. And then it's the A. Marisha. Is it you when we're gone? Is it all you?
I'll have Ryan Tamari one day
I've
and
heard of him. Yeah,
Robert
he's very
Buck D.
good.
Gibson the other day.
Oh yeah. Are we allowed to call in to our show
I would-
and
Yes,
contribute, or should we
I
just
would
stay
love
away?
for you to call into the show. Obvi,
I always go, hey, can I call into the show with
of
my name on it?
course.
Yeah. All right, lots
We
to
want
do today.
updates.
Yeah, well, so yeah, Wednesday, the commissioner will speak 8 o'clock their time, which is 9 o'clock here. So you probably, maybe at the end of that, we get a quick update of what he had to say.
Nice.
The polls will come out. They'll look a lot like they do in your magazine. I'm going to guess, right? I mean, they're rarely that different, right? I promise you. Boise State. I don't know that I've ever been to one of these. Do you remember a year in the league that Boise State was not picked to win their division?
Since they've joined the Mountain West, I do not.
I'm going to guess they've been picked to win the division every year. They haven't won it every year. And then I'm going to guess it'll be Fresno State 1, San Diego State 2 on the other side, correct?
Yep. That
And-
covers it.
Yeah, and so it'll probably be on this side, I'm going to guess, on the mountain side, Boise State, Air Force, Utah State, Wyoming, Colorado State, New Mexico, or Colorado State, Wyoming, New Mexico. Is that how you see it? How you see the polls coming out?
I do.
That's not how I necessarily
would-
would vote, but I mean, that's what I think
No.
it'll be.
I think the thing too with Air Force and Utah State, I wonder how many people are going to believe that Blake Anderson and Utah State can carry over what they
Like,
did
gets his
last season.
quarterback back.
Got quarterback
Yeah.
back, record-setting quarterback Logan Bond, the transfer from Arkansas State last year. And Blake Anderson has used the basketball model for football, and it worked. They had a lot of transfers into that program. They bring a good amount of players back. So we'll see in year two. I think they're going to be a sneaky pick for number 2.
Yeah, we'll see. And sneaky's not fair. I mean,
Yeah.
they're the defending champs.
The defending Mountain West champ.
They won the conference championship. They
The
beat San Diego
wording.
State in the game. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's hard. I mean, Air Force was really good last year, and I think people. Well, I don't know if they'd be sneaky, and I can see them being number 2. Who does Athlon have to?
Air Force.
Air Force. So okay, and then I'm going to guess on the other side. It's going to be interesting to see what people think of Hawaii with all the transfers. I'm going to guess they'll probably be picked at the bottom. I would guess, and I'm guessing, Fresno State, San Diego State, maybe San Jose State. I may say people are going to have UNLV higher than Nevada just because of all the movement, and then Hawaii. You think that? I mean, is that? I don't. What does your magazine say?
Fresno State, San Diego State, San Jose State, UNLV, Nevada, Hawaii.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. Yeah. All right, that's interesting. All right, lots to do today. We would encourage you to get in early. We're going to have a couple guests for you. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Your emails will come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. 8 o'clock this morning, Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us. He is the Lobo football coach. We're just going to kind of warm him up a little bit for all the questions that he's going to get this week at Media Day. He'll be here at 8 o'clock this morning. 9 o'clock, we're going to talk TBT. We're going to talk Enchantment versus Panamaniacs. Panamaniacs versus Enchantment. And we've done that for a couple of weeks. And, JJ, we've had a lot of guests. I think Scott Bamford was terrific. And Jeff Grammer wrote a really nice story on him in the Journal this week, or on Sunday. Although his story said, while everybody else was doing all the radio interviews. And I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't we? I'm pretty sure he was on our show. We haven't talked to any Panamaniacs, have we?
Not yet.
It seems like it's all been Enchantment. So Ian Baker, the former Aggie, is going to be with us coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. And we'll and I appreciate him joining us on game day. We'll talk the TBT from the Panamaniac side, and I'm looking forward to that. Lots over the weekend. United with a 1-1 draw out at the ball pitch. Gladiators closed their season with a 3-point victory out in Rio Rancho. And Cameron Smith won the Open Championship. I watched so much of this on Sunday. I got up literally like rolled over, flipped on the TV in my bed. I was going to take a little nap longer, and it was right as the final group was teeing off. One the team from Northern Ireland, Rory McIlroy. And I think, like everybody else, I was kind of pulling for him. There was a sentiment there. As outspoken as Rory has been in regards to the Live PGA split, as good as he's been playing, it was in his hood basically. And Cameron Smith could not miss a putt. And what's the old saying in golf? There's a lot of old sayings in golf, but what's the one that people will tell you all the time? Drive for show and what?
Putt for dough.
No doubt. No doubt. And putt for the jug. Cameron Smith was unbelievable all weekend. Not as much on Saturday, but if you watched him Thursday and Friday, the way he putted, and then he didn't miss a putt yesterday. And the putt off the green on 18 was unbelievable. He was dropping long bomb putts, and Rory didn't make one. Rory played well. He hit every green, and then he two-putted every green, and it's not like he was way off. It was literally on the lip all day. And he ends up finishing third. Cameron Young, the American, finishes second with the eagle on 18. Cameron Smith with the wispy mustache to go with the wispy rough and at St. Andrews is a champion. An Australian wins the Open Championship in a beautiful setting yesterday.
5 straight birdies to start the back 9 for Cameron Smith. His touch was fantastic, and that's a course that if there's not weather, it's not hard. And you saw these guys destroy it all weekend long and take advantage of the opportunity that was in front of them. It wasn't, just this windy day coming off the ocean, all those conditions that we're used to seeing at the Open. Guys were hitting darts, and this touch that Smith had on just the putts from just off the green, where he was placing them, putting himself in position to drop all those birdies, and with the crowd backing Rory McIlroy. And Cameron Smith said that's the way it should have been.
Yeah.
Felt like a bit of an underdog, but he rose to the occasion, and he's been close, and now we got one. And you love to see it because it was tight, and especially with Cameron Young hitting a late eagle.
How about that?
Well,
Wouldn't that have been
extra
something?
pressure.
And it would have been something if somehow Cam Smith would have made par on that hole instead of the birdie. If that first putt wasn't as close, because I think we're all looking at Rory, and all of a sudden Cameron Young hits that. He drives the green and gives himself an opportunity, makes the eagle. Like, that would have been the playoff. You're like, wait a minute, those two? You were waiting for Rory. It would have been something. But you can't be more right. The composure on that young man. This is one of the young guys that people have been talking about coming up around the world. And when we talk about the young golfers in the world, the great young golfers, and look, if you look at the leaderboard, I mean, this is in some respects the next 10 years of golf, I think. There's a few guys that aren't on there, obviously, but Scotty Scheffler was there all day. Fleetwood's been hovering. Dustin, Bryson DeChambeau, Patrick Cantlay. You're looking at some of the all the names were here. And to your point, when St. Andrews isn't tough when the elements aren't there, I think you're right, except for the greens. The greens are so. I mean, but
those guys are so good they made it look easy.
yeah, no, 100%.
Did.
100%. Were you riveted? Because I was down the stretch. I thought it was really good.
It was great because there were 3 guys in contention,
Yeah.
knowing that on the back 9 down the stretch, they had to hit the biggest shots, and they did. And Cameron Young did everything he could, dropping an eagle.
He didn't make a
finishing
mistake.
out.
He didn't make a mistake.
And as you said, if Cameron Smith, who knows, leaves that putt 5-10 feet shorter than he did,
be a knee knocker.
he'd be dropping a different pressure on that birdie putt and could have saw a playoff.
Instead of 2 feet. But this was Rory all day. On the lip. It's not like he was brutal with the putt. He just didn't make anything. Like he said afterwards, I didn't make any mistakes. I just didn't make anything happen. And then the putt on 18 from off the green, up the hill, and across the ridge that Smith made was terrific. And then it looked like he just wanted to go fill that thing with beer. Did you watch any of the post game? I flipped over the Golf Channel. Like, dude was there for an hour just posing with it. Now turn over here. Okay, can you turn to the right, please? All right, now kiss the jug. Okay, turn your face and kiss the jug. It's like he's got his lips on the. I'm like, could you just leave me alone? And then he had to go in the media room. I almost and he just felt so awkward. He's
Media
like,
obligations, man.
I just don't want to be there. But yeah, Rory was
You
there.
want to
all
win a
day.
major championship? Let's go.
Rory was top 10 in all 4 majors. Like, he's been there. Who's your player of the year? Is it Scotty Scheffler, who won 2 majors? Is it Cameron Smith, who won the Players and the Open, and was hovering in all the majors? Who's your player of the year? Probably Scheffler,
Probably
right?
Scheffler.
Yeah.
Major's always going to push it over.
Yeah, but the Players is like the 5th major, right? It's right there.
Like,
Yeah,
not a major championship.
In most years, this would be player of the year stuff. It was terrific, and if you want to get in on it, you can.
So there's on television now.
Yeah.
None of y'all can see, but there's a graphic up. So
Yeah.
lowest score to par in major championship history. The Open's on it 5 times.
Yeah.
So it does show you if there's no
Weather.
wind, they're going to destroy that course.
Yeah, they're that good. Isn't that what the commercial says?
Yeah.
They're that good. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. We have reached the All-Star break in Major League Baseball. When we return, the hottest team in baseball goes in as one of the hottest teams ever in an All-Star break in any sport. How can that be? And who be they? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Titus and Tate, a podcast from 2 obsessed basketball lovers.
Twitter's a place for losers. I think the same thing.
We'd like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
We smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home. In baseball, All-Star break, minor league baseball. Topes are off until Friday when they'll be hosting Sacramento. Baseball, Major League, home run derby tonight, if that's your thing. And
does Albert Pujols get out of the first round?
No. He's in as a courtesy, right? Well, you'll be out at TBT. I'm going to guess you're going to TBT. Are you going to TBT?
Yes.
Okay.
Kidding me?
Yeah. That's on ESPNU. 8 o'clock start. Enchantment versus.
I'm going to be out there at 6 o'clock.
Panamaniacs. Okay.
Would be out there earlier. I could. There's 4 games.
The games start at 1 o'clock. Yeah. Some of us got to work. Some of us got to, well, you got to work too. That's work. Yeah. Will you watch the home run derby tonight? What will you watch?
Oh, I'll be at TBT as well.
You'll be at TBT.
Yeah.
TBT party.
All right. So we'll all be at TBT. Actually, the home run derby is before, and then I think the Jeter captain starts at 8 o'clock.
But I like the home run derby.
Okay. Back, gone. Where are they, in L.A.? That one's to Tarzana. Oh, we hit that one to Huntington Beach. Oh, that one's in Pasadena. How many suburb, or not even really suburbs.
Burbank.
How many different town references do we hear? And do you get to pick your place? Placentia. That one's in Cypress. And then they go to Orange County, or is it just got to be L.A. County? Oh, he hit that one to Encino. What? I mean, that's my hood, right? I kind of... Adrian, you got a few? Hit me with a few. It's Adrian's town, too. He's got a few, I know. Yeah. All right. Hottest team of the All-Star break. It's not the Baltimore Orioles, although they're really, really hot. I think they've won 22 out of 25 or something crazy. Seattle Mariners have won 14 in a row. The 14-game winning streak is the longest going into the All-Star break in the history of the major leagues. Never happened before. 14. You buying the Mariners long term? They are 1/2 game out of the number 1 wild card spot behind Tampa Bay. Are you buying what they're doing? And I guess I should probably say, what does that mean? Are they going to? They're not going to win every game the rest of the way. But are you buying them as a contender?
No.
Are you buying them as a wild card team?
Yes.
Okay. But you're not buying them as a team that could do some damage in the playoffs.
I'd still go Yankees, Astros before I get to the Mariners.
Well, yeah, the Yankees and Astros are the dominant teams. So I look at it, and I say, all right, so right now, what do they do with the wild card? There's 3 teams that get in. The top 2 teams, so it'll be the Yankees and Astros are going to get a bye. Is that right? And so then the Twins are going to have to play the bottom wild. I honestly don't remember how the wild card, the latest version of the wild card works. Do you?
The 2 division winners with the best records
Yeah.
receive buys into division series.
Yeah.
The other 2 division winners get the 3 seed, and the 3 teams in each league with the best records after that take on the numbers 4 through 6 seeds. So the number 3 seed will host 6.
Is it a 1-game deal or is it
best
2 out of 3?
3 series.
All right, 2 out of 3.
4 or 5, and a best of 3. So,
all right. So right now the Twins have to play whoever the last wild card team is, right? And then the Mariners and the Rays would go at each other in a 2 out of 3, right? All right.
So that's a good opportunity for these wild card teams
100%.
now. Especially if you get that bottom wild card spot, you're playing the 3rd best division winner.
So I've always had a soft spot for the Mariners. Always have had a soft spot for the Mariners. I spent 5 years in Washington State covering the Mariners. One of my favorite events I've ever been to was that game in '95 where they walked the Yankees off in the Game 5 of the divisional series, and Ken Griffey Jr. came around and scored, and that place went nuts. So I always have a soft spot for them, and I've been watching a little bit of this team. They're enjoyable. Them and the Orioles. And if you're looking for something, if your team's not good, I don't know if you're a Rockies fan or something, and there's not a lot of hope, jump on one of those teams. They're kind of fun.
Hey, the Rockies won 7 out of 10.
Yeah, they did.
The All-Star break.
That's right. And they're not in last place anymore. Do you see that? They're not in last place anymore. Where are they? Like, is there a wild card potential for them? They are only, JJ, they're only 6.5 games out of the wild card. I mean, I don't know. How far is too far with half a season left to go, or 2.5 months left? 6.5 games out of the wild card's not outrageous, is it? I mean, I don't think Philly's that great. St. Louis is that great.
Yeah, there's still teams that are 6 games above 500.
I understand. All right. So that's what you got there. You get the home run derby tonight. All of you who are upset Freddie Freeman wasn't on the All-Star team and Austin Riley wasn't on the All-Star team, these things tend to work themselves out. They are both on the All-Star team. They will both be in Los Angeles. Mike Trout is out of the All-Star game. He has a back injury. Freddie Freeman is the 6th Dodger who will be in it. They are the host team as we hit there. I don't know. When you look at baseball now, because I think this is the point, it's kind of like, in some respects, Christmas in basketball or maybe in the NBA, where after the NCAA tournament, people start paying attention a little bit more. Oh, okay, we're coming down the stretch. Anything in baseball that surprised you? I mean, it's got to be the Orioles and the Mariners, but anything else?
Surprises in baseball.
The Blue Jays being so bad, to me, would be number one. And the and the Mets.
We got to
staying at the
talk
top.
about that. They're 50 and 43.
Yeah, and they fired, and that's fair. Yeah,
They're not so bad.
Yeah,
it's just
they're
you're
14.5 games back, but yeah,
14 and a half games back of a team that's on a record-setting pace.
That's fair.
In the New York
Totally
Yankees.
fair. That's totally fair.
So they're still looking at being a playoff team, the Toronto Blue Jays. And even though everyone loves the Baltimore Orioles, they're 46 and 46. Now, Seattle's a team to believe in, 51 and 42. No 14-game winning streak has changed their entire season. But then they could come out and lose 10 games in a row and then still be 16 games back of them.
All right. I'm going to give you two. The Angels being so bad after the quick start, and the Mets sustaining it and being at the top of the National League East.
What the New York Mets did without Max Scherzer and Jacob deGrom in a lineup is why
now
you buy the stock in the New York Mets. Those guys back in the second half, leading your playoff rotation, that is a World Series caliber team. Because you know that, all right, one of those guys is dinged up, maybe misses a little time. They still got the arms. They got the offense. And it's going to be a really good race because Atlanta really did turn around. Got off to a slow start. Everyone's talking about World Series hangover. No Freddie Freeman. Matt Olson's pretty good. They figured it out. They're only 2.5 games back of the Mets.
All right, so you can go baseball when we get back. Home Run Derby tonight. Who you got? Also, when we get back, we're going local. We'll wrap up what happened over the weekend locally. Both United and Gladiators, as well as the Isotopes, were in action. So we will get you set. Isotopes are at the All-Star break. Gladiators are now into the playoffs. United hit the midway point. So we'll wrap up all of that and get you up to date. 9 o'clock this morning, Ian Baker is going to be with us, former Aggie basketball player. He is on the Panamaniacs, who will be in the pit tonight against the Enchantment. And 8 o'clock this morning, Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez is scheduled to be with us. You living with chronic pain? Tired of it? Knee pain? Joint pain? Listen carefully, because there's now new regenerative treatments that are available here in Albuquerque, courtesy of QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They're open here. What are they all about? Listen to this. I mean, would you like to have lasting relief from joint pain? It uses the latest precision medicine with natural biologics. And the beauty of this is there's no surgery, there's no drugs, there's no downtime to this. You can feel better. It's non-surgical approach that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints. It gets you moving again. So QC Kinetics is all over the country. They got 100 clinics nationwide. They've treated thousands of patients with an incredible success rate, an incredible satisfaction rate. If you've been told you need surgery, you've got to take the drugs. That's really not what you want to do. This is basically a free consultation, a free second opinion for you. And it's right here in Albuquerque, and 9 out of 10 times, they get better results than surgery. So if you've been told surgery is the only way, call QC Kinetics and see what they can do for you. Elite athletes use QC Kinetics. Tiger Woods, Emmett Smith, Brooks Koepka have used this. They feel better. Call now, schedule your free consultation with local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. I'm going to give you the number. Ready? It's 505-226-8688. 505-226-8688. That's QC Kinetics. 505-226-8688.
Construction on I-40 between Unser and Coors.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Symbieta JJ Buck. Nice new guy. It looks like Adrian's in on the new studio, right? And so they got new graphics on the visual side, and nice work by Adrian. All right, locally, out at the ball pitch on Saturday night, another big crowd. Pittsburgh's River Hounds were in town to take on New Mexico United. United get a goal in the first minute. Good day now. Hello. Before you even got seated, it was 1-0. But Riverhounds got one in the second half, and it was a 1-1 draw. Two teams who were very, very alike as far as records and standings and points, and so they played to a 1-1 draw on the ball pitch. Next up, Detroit is where United will go on Saturday of next week. Out of Rio Rancho, Gladiators were winners. They win by 3 in their final game of the regular season, so they finish this season at 8-8, and now it's on to the playoffs. They will play in Arizona against the Rattlers to open up the playoffs. You remember that's where the playoffs ended for them last year. That was that super controversial game against the Rattlers last week. And JJ, you were saying that, and I was going to get out there and I just didn't. But Ramon Atkins started the game, the quarterback who was on the show the other day, but did not finish the game. So they made a change at quarterback. Did they say why, or is that something to be concerned about going into the playoffs?
It's something to watch out for. As the Gladiators are not in a position where they can just say, oh, our rookie quarterback, we're not going to let him play the final game because he needs rest. So I think there's something to watch out for. With Kilgore coming back, he's played with Gladiators before, and he threw some good passes. It was an interesting game because Duke City, Delo Davis
is no longer
on the roster.
Yep.
Wide receivers are still good. They showcase themselves. They have one of the best kickers in the league, but just awful special teams. Would you even see that in arena football? But the craziness of that game, everything Duke City has been through this season, the wild finishes, next weekend, Sunday, against the top seed, they're going to find a way to be in that game, but can they make a play late?
Yeah. Lobo Hobo, you're right. Fake news. Jeff, you said Albuquerque's baseball team plays Sacramento Friday. It's really the Sugarland Skeeters. Well, actually, that's fake news. It's Sugarland Space Cowboys. But, yeah, I was looking up the schedule's on the wall across the room. And I just looked up and I saw the S and it looked like a G at the end. It is Sugarland. You are right. I am wrong. It is not Sacramento that'll be in that. So if you were only going to go out there if it was Sacramento, and I know most of you were only going to go to see Sacramento, never mind. It's Sugarland. So those of you who love the Sugarland Space Cowboys can go now. How many people, hey, Maureen, I think you've heard my theory on this. How many people you think, percentage-wise, go to an Isotopes game, walking up and know who the other team is, or care who they're playing?
Less than half.
Oh, I say 85%, 80% don't know. Don't know, don't care. And I think that's
maybe unless it's the Chihuahuas.
Maybe. Do you think United's the same way? Now, they care more about the result, but do you think most people know who the other team is?
I'd say it's similar.
Yeah. You're going out to the game.
I think they're more concerned with like what the theme is or what kind of night it is.
At United matches.
Or Isotopes. Like,
okay.
What do you get in?
Yeah.
What's the giveaway?
I might get my Boracay jersey.
Who's putting out the first pitch? Is it Breaking Bad night? Is it Duke's night?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Is it Mariachi night?
Audrey was at Wrigley Field yesterday or the other day. She got a bucket hat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wrigley Field's fun.
Wrigley Field's fun. Yeah, Wrigley Field's a good spot. Ken says on the Chihuahuas, Armando's guys have joined your slumping Dyers on top of the PCL East. Okay. All right. I want to go back over to the Gladiator thing because going into the playoffs, it is a little concern. If you pulled your quarterback because of play, and I don't know the reason Ramon Atkins didn't finish the game on Saturday, but I'm a little concerned then. If I've got a quarterback that's lacking a little confidence, or if I had to pull my quarterback because of play, and am I thinking about making a change of quarterback going to the playoffs? I don't feel good about things.
Yeah. Now, the thing with Javin Kilgo, who came back, he did join the team after winning a CIF championship a couple weeks ago. So there's that.
Okay.
The rookie and the CIF champion leading the Gladiators into the postseason.
Yep. All right, 505-246-0610. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Rod's in on the Open Championship. Rod says, I hope Cam Chancellor, or whatever the hell his name is, enjoys his 15 minutes. Jefferson will never hear from him again. I can't disagree more. You heard from him earlier this year. I think he's a really solid young golfer. Now, look, here's the problem. And I heard this on the golf course yesterday. Somebody said, do you think Cam Smith is the next Tiger Woods? Stop it. Remember when Jordan Spieth's going to be the next Tiger Woods? Is Dustin Johnson? There isn't going to be one of those guys. So if you're hoping for one of those guys to just come and dominate and win and win and win and win and put up 15 majors over the next 20 years, I don't think you're getting them. I think what you're getting is a bunch of young studs who are going to win 3 to 6. Right? I mean, Rory's won 4 and he had 1 in 8 years.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson. I mean, if you say, give me, and I'm going to forget a few, but give me Brooks Koepka, Colin Morikawa, Dustin Johnson. Xander hasn't won yet. Rory McIlroy, Cam Smith. Will Zalatoris is going to get his. I just think you've got an insanely deep worldwide field of young stud golfers. And nobody's going to go on, like Scotty Scheffler. Oh, did you forget the number 1 player in the world, Jeff? Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, sorry. JJ, I don't know if you think that's good for golf or bad for golf. I don't know that you're going to, well, I firmly don't believe in our lifetime we're going to see another Tiger Woods. It's just, the field is so deep, the game is so hard, and that guy was so insanely dominant. So, to me, when I hear, you're not going to hear from Cam Chancellor, whatever his name is, I just can't disagree more.
There's never going to be another Tiger Woods. You've said this so many times. The game of golf is in a very good position to where you're going to have multiple major winners. You're going to have guys go on runs. Scotty Scheffler, Cameron Smith, Will Zalatoris, probably get one next year. 2, 3, 4 major championships. But no one's going to be running off 10 plus for a while.
No. Rod says, P.S. for the World Championship golfer, I'd like to see a stiffer test. Like most Opens were even as a great score, and the winner will probably break the tape at +1 or 2. The way guys were putting for eagles, I thought I was watching the John Deere Classic. Well, and as JJ said earlier, when the wind's not blowing, when it's 70 degrees and perfect, that course isn't that tough, especially for these guys. Right? I mean, now the 70, 80, 90-foot putts that they have are crazy. But the rough didn't seem penal at all. JJ, they would get into that wispy, waist-high hay, and no problem. There's my ball. I got a good lie. Just chop it out of there. When the wind's not blowing, that place, the birthplace of golf, the old course with all the history, as you go back into town. By the way, that is kind of cool. As you turn back in, town's right there. Like it just borders town. I don't know. Place was pretty cool. But Rod, you're not wrong. That was, I don't love seeing 20 under at the Open Championship. When you watch the majors, that's why I think you love the U.S. Open. You love the fact that guys are struggling to break par. That wasn't the case this week. That just wasn't. Sometimes it's going to happen. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Emails again this morning. Keep them coming. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. When we come back, there's some football stuff. Did you know camp's open in 2 weeks? You ready for this?
Ready.
There's a lot of
ready.
Vikings drama.
Oh, I know.
Can we hit Vikings drama when we get back?
Sure.
I mean, sure. All right,
of course.
Yeah,
one of my favorite subjects.
That's my quarterback. Yeah. How about your coach not having your quarterbacks back? Can that really be?
It's not breaking
He's not
news,
your
but
coach anymore. Hey, for quite some time, I've been telling you about NuMale. How thousands of men benefit from NuMale's industry-leading testosterone replacement. How these men have felt better, stronger. They take care of fatigue and depression, even erectile dysfunction. Well, do you know that NuMale also specializes in hair restoration? Hair restoration without side effects. I'm going to give you the number, 505-652-1688. That's 505-652-1688. Or you can go online at NuMale, NuMale.com. So NuMale gives you options. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells, deepen your hair follicle, to stop hair loss. It regrows hair. They have an FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser. It's proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants produces natural-looking results in less than a week. No linear scarring. The treatments work for both men and women who want a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects. NuMale's in Albuquerque. Give them a call. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or visit them online at NuMale.com.
Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company. Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
Interested to hear what Craig Thompson, the Mountain West Commissioner, has to say on Wednesday. You?
Yes.
Kind of what the feel is around the league, the Mountain West, is they're in a reactive, and they can't be in anything but really a reactive mode right now. Football camps are going to open, NFL as well. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, Amory, Adrian. Let's go to the phones at 505-246-0610. Daniel, your Mariners are playing pretty well.
Good Good morning, America. Hi, Jeff. Hi, JJ. Hi, Amory.
Hello, Daniel.
I hope everyone's families are doing awesome. Austin, Addie, and what's Amory's husband's name? Ryan? No, Kyle. I hope Ryan Kyle is doing great, too. Okay, so I want to use my once-a-week call-in to do a shout-out to all of the girls softball teams at all levels from 8U to 12U who are going to regionals and nationals and really, really representing our community. All of these young ladies have just had, in the tumultuous times that we've had, they've come through and just really done well and kept their focus. And we're all so very, very proud of them. So go out there and give them all you got, ladies. And real quick, I think the one call a week policy is ridiculous. But I support you guys as the call-in show, and rest assured, I listen all week long religiously. Love you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Daniel. 505-246-0610. Yeah, it's kind of that regional Little League time, right? We're going to get that.
Yeah, all-star teams trying to get the World Series.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Off-season work.
Love that time. All right. So tell me why I care that Zimmer didn't.
You don't have to care.
Well, Mike Zimmer didn't like Kirk Cousins, according to who's telling me this now.
It's linebacker
All right.
Ben Lieber, but.
So this is big drama in your place? Like the guy who's not there anymore didn't like the quarterback who is, but he's gone, so who cares now? Is that why they weren't very good?
It's not drama to Viking fans because that isn't breaking news that Zimmer didn't like Kirk Cousins.
It's breaking news to everyone else.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, this is a story that matters when inside your locker room, players believe and see that a head coach does not believe in the quarterback. And it feeds that narrative of Kirk Cousins not really good. When Kirk Cousins, I think, is the placeholder of a guy you can absolutely compete with. Maybe you could, you could have a higher ceiling or more elite player at the position, but Kirk Cousins puts you in positions to win a lot of football games, and I do think it's very telling that in that locker room there was a feel that our head coach doesn't even trust this guy. So what is the mindset, the confidence going to be like in that locker room when the players are trying to buy in, but then you have Mike Zimmer not buying in to his quarterback on his football team?
And the narrative's never going to change with Kirk Cousins. Half the Minnesota Viking fan base still doesn't believe in him, but we've had a top 10 offense, and the last 2 years our defense have ranked 31st and 27th. Mr. Defensive Mind Coach Mike Zimmer. So I'm really excited for the Aztec to come in here. Jeff Simbieta, our new coach.
So you used a really interesting word, placeholder.
I like that, JJ.
Well, how long is a placeholder? I mean, this is fifth year's
placeholder in terms of quarterback rankings, not in the Minnesota Vikings. Like when you look at the Kirk Cousins, like Jimmy Garoppolo's of the world, like they hold that like tier 2 quarterback position where people are going to tear those guys down more. They're not going to give them credit for excelling because they're not flashy Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, guys I'm drafting in the first 4 rounds of my fantasy football draft.
You know what Kirk Cousins' record is as a National Football League starting quarterback? And I mean, like where he would be in relation to 500, let's just say. Overall, with Washington as well. The definition of, he's all right, 59 wins, 59 losses, 2 ties.
But is it just him, or is it the team that he's on?
He's the only one that's got a win and loss record. His running back doesn't. His wide receiver, who's going to be the best ever, doesn't.
A defense that.
Yeah, look, I got it. Kirk Cousins is.
But Kirk Cousins of those guys has had more weapons than other players that we look at.
Absolutely.
And that Justin Jefferson exploded. He's Adam Thielen. Dalvin Cook run game over the last few years. So he's been one of those guys that's put in a very good position offensively.
So are you telling me it's the defense is the reason that the Vikings have been absolutely mediocre for the last 5 years? Is it? It's all the defense, and then you brought in an offensive guy, quarterback from college, to be your head coach.
I think it's going to make I'm excited to see if it makes
I
a
am
difference.
too. I mean, all of a sudden, I got an interest in
No,
the
but
Vikings.
everyone just blames Kirk Cousins the last couple of years when I don't think it hasn't been Kirk Cousins.
You got beat on a silly play in the playoffs. Well, then what is it? I mean, I'm listening. Nobody knows the Vikings better than you do, at least around here. At least the three of us. I mean, so the
since
reason
the Zimmer era,
the reason they've been
Kirk
mediocre
Cousins,
is what?
The defense since Kirk Cousins
So
came
it's
along.
the defense.
Since Kirk Cousins came along.
Okay. I would argue the first year, maybe two, they had a pretty good defense.
Well, with Zip, the first, yes. And then our defense, and then the year of the miracle, it was our defense and our running game. And then Kirk Cousins comes along and it causes problems.
So
I think part of what stands out too here is this comes out as Ben Lieber, who's on CBS Sports Radio, doing an interview talking about it. You talk about chemistry all the time, Jeff.
Yeah, I do.
And so when you have this Vikings linebacker breaking down that he felt that Kirk Cousins could never truly take over the team, that the players felt like there was a rift between the head coach. Like, that's an issue. Even if you don't say, oh, this is an elite quarterback, he still has to lead your team. And there's a sense, even in that locker room, that Mike Zimmer wasn't letting Kirk Cousins lead that team.
Okay, I'm not done with this conversation. We're done with it for now. Danny Gonzalez is going to be with us next. We're going to talk a little football with him, and we'll get back into some NFL stuff. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, Adrian. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Buck.
Well, it's that time of the year. This is a milestone week for me, in my business anyway, my other business, where you hit media day and I feel things ratchet up just a little bit. It gets a little tighter. Makes me realize, okay, not that there was an off season, but football season is here. We're going to be talking so much Mountain West Conference football this week, and I'm looking forward to it as media days are going to be Wednesday and Thursday in Las Vegas. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. What that means is camps open the week after, and we are staring down the barrel of football season, which I know makes so many of you happy. Get back to your phone calls in a little bit. I'm going to assume the same for when you're a head football coach. There's probably a milestone you circle on your calendar. All right, when I got to go talk to all those people and answer the same question over and over, that means things are getting pretty close. Danny Gonzalez is the head football coach at the University of New Mexico. Good morning, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, guys. How are you doing?
Excellent, thank you. So, media day is that for you a milestone? Like all of a sudden, all right, that to me it's a slap in the face. It's reality. Here we are. Football season's here.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, tomorrow night we'll have a little function amongst the coaches and Commissioner Thompson. And then Wednesday, I mean, the question I'm going to get over and over is, well, how do you feel about being picked last?
Yep.
I don't care.
Yep.
It is where we are. I knew where we'd be on this journey when I took the job 3 years ago, and I think we're right where we are. Now we're going to be a competitive football team this year, and we'll see how the cards play out at the end of the season. But that's just one more opportunity for us to go out there and prove who we are.
I always loved Rocky's, and it was the same one every year, whether he was picked last or picked first or second or whatever. He said, it doesn't matter. It just, I mean, honestly, what you guys all think, no disrespect to all of you guys who think you know something, and I'm certainly paraphrasing, but what you all think, it doesn't matter. Let's look at it at the end of November, and I think that's really the reality of it. No matter where you're picked. I told JJ, I think I've been doing this for however many years this league's been around. However long Boise State's been in this league, I think they've been picked first every single media day I've been to, and I promise you they don't win that division every year.
No, they don't, and I'm super excited that we get those boys at home week 2 for a red out. I mean, we'll see what the community of Albuquerque shows up and wears the red, and we're going to be red from head to toe, and I think we have a great opportunity in that game to let the Mountain West Conference know who we are.
Bringing Luke Wysong and Jarek Reed, how do you decide who goes with you to media days?
Well, I mean, generally you would like it to be some guys that are good players, and I think Luke got a little bit disrespected, in my opinion, on all the preseason teams. I mean, being a punt returner, only honored on there, and I think he's one of the best players in this league. So what I really want to do, I mean, normally you take your biggest guys so that it's a competition and an intimidation factor. Well, I'm not taking our biggest guy. I'm taking one of our best football players who's going to go out there, and those guys are going to look at him and be like, how does this guy do it? Because everybody does. But he's going to be one of the best players in the Mountain West Conference this year. And then Jarek Reed, he's one of our leaders on defense. He's proven that he can play at this level in this league at a high level and be a first-team all-conference guy. So those two have worked really, really hard. They've earned it, and that's they're going to go spread the word about New Mexico football.
Danny, when you have these guys with you at media days, I know you want them to be able to show their personalities, but what do you want to hear from them? Are you just say, hey, be honest about everything, or do you just want it, next day, next opponent, main's the focus? Like, what do you want these guys to be telling the world about Lobo football?
I mean, we're a blue-collar program. I mean, we show up to work every day. They got there. The freshmen got there at 6 this morning. The other guys are pulling up now to start their workouts. We go 6, 8, and 10, and then I mean, it's just they put in the work every single day. Luke and Jarek will come in tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. to make up the workout that they're going to miss on Wednesday. So, I mean, they just because they're going to media days don't mean they get a day off. And then they'll just talk about our process. I mean, the idea is to go out there and play harder, longer than people. And you've got to be able to do that by training that way. I mean, we've got to train as hard as you can, and that's been our advantage for the last 20 years is we've had teams that were very mentally tough. Now, you have to have physical talent to win games. I think we have enough talent to be very, very competitive, and if we can convince them to do things the way we want to, which I think we've made huge strides since January. I mean, we've been in the weight room in a normal weight room environment for the first time since I've been the head coach here since the first 3 weeks. So I'm really excited, and I know the guys have the right attitude.
Lobo football coach Danny Gonzalez joining us on the opening drive, and it was announced to the new look of the scheduling format over the next 3 years. You guys will match up with Boise State and San Jose State as some guaranteed opponents over the next 3 seasons. You knew the changes were coming. What do you think of what the conference schedule looks like for the Lobos now in the next 3 years?
I think it's I think it's really good for our league. I mean, I think we have the best Group of 5 league, and if you really want to go deep into it, I think we're probably the 4th best league because we've been better than the Pac-12 for the last 3 years. And I think it gives us an opportunity to put our best 2 teams forward and not have an opportunity where a 7-6 team beats a 11-0 team. Because every Saturday you lace them up, and anybody can beat anybody. If you put your 2 best teams and we're the best Group of 5 team, and we have a chance to get either into the playoff or the group or the New Year's 6-day bowl games, we need our best 2 teams playing against each other. And then the format, I mean, everybody complains about having to play Air Force every year. I mean, I think it's a great rivalry with us, but we're actually going to miss them in 24, which is a little bit different. But I think it's the best thing for our league. I think we've got a great conference, and I think the decisions that were made by ADs, athletic directors, with coaches' input, I think we're going the right direction.
Yeah, I think another big conversation is going to be the direction of college athletics. And I know Commissioner Thompson is going to speak on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock, but you're going to get that a lot. And I'm going to guess you've thought about it, but there's not a lot that's in your control, right? You got to coach your football team. But where do you suspect that conversation goes this week?
Well, I don't think there's going to be answers this week. I think over the next 4 to 5 years, I mean, Oklahoma and SC still play. Oklahoma and Texas still play in the Big 12 for the next few years. UCLA and SC are still in the Pac-12 for the next 3 to 4 years. So I think there's going to be some movement, but I don't think it's going to. I don't expect it to be right away. I think people are going to wait and play out and see what happens. But heck, I could be wrong. I mean, it could happen tomorrow. I think it gives us an opportunity. You said the only thing that I can control is our football team. That's exactly right. If we put a great product on the field, and we're a very competitive football team, which I anticipate over the next 3 to 4 years with a chance to win conference championships, then it puts us in the best position for us to be able to say, hey, we belong. And I firmly, in my heart, believe with the things that we have going on in our athletic department with Coach Patino and myself in the football department and President Stokes and Eddie and David and those guys in the administration, I think we have a chance to put our best foot forward and get into the conversation and not be left out. But if we don't do it on the field, it doesn't matter. And I think that's the most important piece now for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, we talked to Eddie about this a little bit. But when you sit there tomorrow night on Wednesday with Brady Hoke of San Diego State or Andy Avalos from Boise State or even Jay Norvell up at Colorado State, everybody, while you want to present a united front, everybody's looking out for their best interests. And those schools, and probably you as well, are all looking to position yourself that if there is movement, you want a seat at the table with the quote-unquote power conferences. How candid are those conversations? I'm not looking for detail, but when you guys – I asked Eddie, how do you trust the guy in the room when the league says we're all pulling together and we all have to stay together, we're better in numbers, but everybody's looking for the best opportunity for themselves?
Well, I mean, the reality of it is we're all pulling together to best benefit ourselves. And the united front is going to put everybody's best foot forward. But if you get an opportunity to up yourselves by $25 million a year, it's adios to the rest of them. And everybody's okay with that. I mean, Brady's one of my best friends in this deal, and we have conversations all the time. And because I was at San Diego State for 8 years, I mean, I was in that same conversation of how can we get this place to a better spot. And when we were here before in the early 2000s, I mean, there was consideration and there was talk, and we made conversations about trying to expand the University of Mexico into the Big 12 and all those things when movement was happening. I don't think that that's unrealistic, but the problem is, or the answer to the solution is, and we're not going to go anywhere if it doesn't change, we've got to get some help from the state legislature and from the state government to increase our budget. I mean, Colorado State increased their budget by $20 million because they wanted to be a part of the Big 12. Well, we've got the opportunity, and that's what it's going to take. And I think over the next 2 to 3 years, if we put a product on the field, more people within the community, more people within the government will see that it's really important to keep us moving forward and give us that opportunity. And I think that gives us the best chance to put our foot forward to be in one of those leagues.
Louisville football coach Danny Gonzalez for a few more minutes. When you all got together 3 months ago, and it doesn't seem that long ago in Scottsdale at the league meetings, maybe it was 2 months ago, NIL was the big issue, and everybody was talking NIL. Now, when SC and UCLA made their move, it feels like that's got pushed to the back burner, but it's no less real, and it's no less urgent, and it's no less a discrepancy that you in your league, your NIL situation to some of the other places. Do you think that's a big topic this week too?
Because right now there's not a great recruiting window as far as can't sign guys. The portal is not a huge thing right now as far as kids leaving because it's after July 1st, and they can't go somewhere and be eligible right now unless you literally take their scholarship away and give them an opportunity. So that kind of has slowed down a little bit, but it hasn't changed. I mean, we're still recruiting every day. We're still contacting kids. You can't have them on campus because it's a dead period right now, but you can still talk to them over the phone. You can still FaceTime. You can do all those things, and that never stops. So the NIL portion here at the University of New Mexico, I think, will be a big topic again once we get to December, and we're talking about the early signing day and the kids that we have the opportunity to sign and what kids, if any, are we going to lose. If we win 6, 7, 8 games in a year, you're gonna have to defend off all those guys that are trying to take your best players, and that's when it'll become again. So, I mean, we'll chat about it this week because there's nothing really to chat about because the rules haven't changed. They're still state to state. It's still going to be a long process before we get this thing completely figured out. But the most important thing right now is on September 3rd, we play Maine, and we start camp on August 5th. So that's going to be the main talk is what can we do to make the Mountain West Conference the best we can make it as we go forward in preparation for whatever expansion happens.
Danny, I want to throw this out to you as being a head football coach. We were talking about a story involving the Minnesota Vikings. One of their former players was talking about how their former head coach, Mike Zimmer, didn't feel like Kirk Cousins was a guy, didn't really give him the locker room. How important is it for the quarterback to be a leader regardless in the locker room? Is that something that you look for, whoever it is, that position specifically stepping up to lead a team?
I think I've said it numerous times, I think that's the most important position on your football team, and I think that's part of the inconsistencies that we've had around here. One, we're on our third quarterbacks coach in 3 years now. I think the guy that's coaching our quarterbacks right now is going to be here for a long time. I think finding the best of those 4 guys and leadership is definitely one of the qualities that you have to look for in finding somebody that's going to lead your football team. And then once you make your decision on who it's going to be, I think you have to really go all in and stick behind that guy. I think rotating quarterbacks when you can't decide who you think is better is a bad idea for your football team. So we're going to go through fall camp. We're going to decide who our quarterback's going to be for our football team. And then that guy's going to have my unwilling support unless he goes out there and throws 7 interceptions a game. It'll never get to that because we'll pull him before that. But I think that's the most important thing that you have to have as far as leadership. And from that position, now if you have a great offensive line and that guy can tell those guys, I mean, you got a chance for a really good football team.
Appreciate the time as always. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the week. And here we go. We're in football season, I think officially as of this week. So always appreciate the conversation. We'll see you in studio tomorrow.
Awesome. I look forward to it. And then tomorrow when you head out there, safe travels. Once again, thanks for all you guys do. I mean, this show is an amazing deal, and it's great for our community and great for college football in the city of Albuquerque. So thank you guys. Go Lobos.
Danny Gonzalez, head football coach, the University of New Mexico. It's the opening drive. You can respond to that. And I thought what he said about the quarterback and leadership, who's your guy, right? Lobo fan, who's your guy this year? Do you have an idea? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Try Taco Bell's new cheesy double beef burritos now. A melty 3-cheese blend with nacho cheese
We
sauce
would like to
and
thank
double
the following
seasoned beef.
sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Cheese is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Is that Saturday? So we're going with Saturday? 1, 2, 3, yeah. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian. Coming up at 9 o'clock this morning, Ian Baker's going to be with us, the former Aggie guard. TBT tonight in the pit. Open up the pit on a July evening and get a little hoops, some Lobo Aggie flavored hoops for you. And so we'll talk with Ian Baker, the Panamaniacs. That's coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Danny's going to be interesting at this. JJ, you're going to see everybody's going to be around Brady Hoke. Everybody's going to be around Jeff Tedford. Everybody's going to be around Andy Avalos. I think Jay Norvell is going to be an interesting guy this week because he went from Nevada, where he had so much success, to Colorado State, right? How many people are going to be around Danny Gonzalez in we'll see. Timmy Chang is going to be interesting, the new coach at Hawaii. You're going to get a really good feel of this, the dynamic, the players who people want to talk to. And I think there's going to be a humble cocky, that's probably not right, humble confidence amongst New Mexico's players. You got to do something before you can get cocky, and I think they get it. And I think everybody goes into this media day when you're in your own bubble, right? Everybody's been in their own weight room. Everybody in their weight room's working hard. They've been working out against their guys. They look good. So nobody goes into this to the email that I get regularly. You know, we all worked hard. Our coaching staff recruited well. Everybody were ready to go. This is a big year for Danny, isn't it? To show some improvement with this program.
It is. It's year 3. At some point in time, even for diehard Lobo fans, honeymoon phase wears off. If Danny Gonzalez coming back, local kid Lobo bringing it, you want to say, all right, where's this program taking a step forward? They've been better defensively. There's no question about that. Can they find a quarterback? They have to match. Yes. Not even talking like Mountain West Player of the Year caliber. They need a year where it's good quarterback, good offensive line. Can this program compete? Because they had the quarterback last year. They had a terrible offensive line. Quarterback got hurt, and he saw what was one of the worst offenses in the nation when it comes to points per game, yards per game. So can they find just a good quarterback, good offensive line to see where this team can compete?
So Vegas has put the over-under, I want to say 2.5. I think that's ridiculous. Now, I say that sitting here on July 17th or 18th, whatever the date is. I mean, I look at the schedule. I'm like, well, yeah, they win more than that, don't they? I mean, so I was in somebody's office the other day doing some business, and, you know, how's Lobo football going to be? And I think better. But you know where I was last year, right? I told you last year at this time, I said, absolutely, I think they're better because the scheme, the process, what they do has been proven over 20 years, 25 years. Rocky Long, Danny Gonzalez, it works, right? The defense works. The whole method that they go by works. And then I thought, well, you're getting a quarterback who's won 10 games in the SEC, so they've got to be better, right? I thought they were going to be 5 or 6 win, maybe 7 win team last year. They weren't. I said, I think they're better, but I'm not putting a number on it. The guy says, well, I see them winning 7 games. So, all right. Where do you see them winning? Well, they're going to beat Maine. I think they could beat UTEP. I'm like, well, UTEP was a pretty good team last year. All right, no, they'll beat UNLV and they beat New Mexico State, and then I think they could beat Colorado State finally. And okay, like I'm glad the Lobo fan has optimism, and I think that's good. You know, we talk about this all the time. They get their first 3 at home. Is it really important that they start out, I don't know, JJ, do they need to start out 2-1? Do they have to beat Maine and UTEP and or Boise State? Because then they go to LSU, and then they go to Vegas. Vegas is beatable.
The Lobos right now, it is so hard to say if you want to take the over because you just have no
2.5
idea what that offense is going to look like.
I'll take the over 2.5.
You want to say they're going to be better. But I think the worst luck in sport recently is Chris Sale and the Lobos at the quarterback position.
It's good. Yeah. Yeah, and they didn't break their pinky yet like he did. Chris Sale, the Red Sox pitcher.
As if 2.5, right, you want to say they win 3 games, that's not crazy. But down the stretch, in November, 3 of those 4 games are on the road.
Well, they're all tough. Every one of them.
Utah State, it's Air Force, it's San Diego State. Colorado State's, you feel like even like right now you should be better than Colorado State.
Well,
but they haven't beaten Colorado State in a decade.
I look at Colorado State, too, with Jay Norvell going in there and turning that thing around. Like, after the New Mexico State game, you finish your last 5 games are Fresno State at home, a team who won the New Mexico Bowl, who I think we believe they beat San Diego State. Like, we were having this conversation.
They have the best quarterback in the conference.
Right? They have the best quarterback in the conference, but we thought maybe they were the best team in the league coming out of last year, right? Then Utah State, who won the league last year. You got to go up there. Then Air Force, who was a double-digit win team last year. Then San Diego State, who was a double-digit win team last year. And then you close with Colorado State, and it could mean a lot. And I don't know that we think we know what Colorado State is, but I think with Jay Norvell going there, we think they're going to be better. So that's why you look at the back end. I think they've got to get out to a good start because you end with, again, Fresno State was probably the best team. Utah State was the champion. Air Force and San Diego State both won 10-plus games. Like, holy smokes.
Yeah, and this is where Lobo fans are sitting there going, okay, show us. You keep telling us how good the Mountain West is. Everyone keeps saying it's the best Group of 5
Didn't
league.
they win the Bowl Cup last year?
Yeah, but as a Lobo fan, you don't care. Are you going to ever be part of that conversation?
Well, but if you're saying how good's the league won the Bowl Cup last year for the best record in the Bowls.
What I'm saying, the league is good.
Yeah.
You're not part of that
Okay,
conversation.
I get it.
And so I think that's also one where you go, man, look at this schedule. And there's some Lobo fans going, okay, so you're telling me I don't have to care in November when they get beat up by all these teams. And that's the hurdle that they have.
But if you can win, let's just say you beat Maine, somehow find a way to beat UTEP, can beat UNLV, can beat New Mexico State as 4, somehow, I don't think it's out of the realm. Hell, you beat Wyoming last year up there 21-3. So if you can beat, and I know we're picking off games and I'm doing what I hate to do, but if you can, let's say you can win 5 of those games before the Fresno State game, and you're sitting there at 5-2, and you just got to pick off 1 or 2 more of those to get a postseason. You feeling good about it? You're feeling great, aren't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, but it feels like you've got to get a hell of a run early. You've got to be good early. And that's the concern, not knowing what and who your quarterback looks like. Who is it? What are we doing offensively? What is my offensive line going to look like? Because, I mean, honestly, as much as quarterback's a question, offensive line's the biggest question to me.
They were so bad last year up front, and they brought in a lot of guys that can play right away. And pretty much going to see an entire new offensive line this season, which in the position they had to do. And then with that, playmakers. Big year for Luke Wysong.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hype from Danny Gonzalez heading to a sophomore season. He's going to be stronger along with his speed. Who's going to be the running back of this team? Is Nate Jones going to live up to the hype? Is he going to be there for the team? He was essentially on the practice squad last season. Nate Jones
rejoined the program
as running back. He left. He came back. They said, all right, you're going to have to earn your way back. Is he going to be eligible? Can he be a guy that competes? Because he's a player that anyone you talk to, they say, oh, yeah, that's the guy that's different than everyone else.
But he's got to be that guy. And he's got
to be available.
Tell me again the best ability?
Availability.
That's right. All right, when we return, man, you guys are talking about golf. And so I got a bunch of emails on golf. And a little news in the golf world that is the most Sergio thing ever. I mean, am I wrong? The most Sergio thing ever as he makes a move in the world of golf. How's your car looking? I know mine too. It's that time of year. It's the dirt and the grime from the periodic storms and riding around and the heat and everything. Your car's filthy. Mine is too. Not only because my daughter's been driving my car for the last 2 months, although that does have something to do with it. Call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them take care of it for you. Look, it's hot. You're not going out there and dealing with it. And even if you go out and clean your car, wax your car, whatever, you can't do it as well as On the Spot can. They will come to you and detail your vehicle. That means inside, outside, under the hood, under the seats, behind everything. It just when they're done with it, it looks like, feels like, smells like the day you took it off the lot. That's what the car lots do. They detail their vehicles. And I did say they come to you wherever it's convenient, whenever it's convenient for you. You're at work, they're in the parking lot. You get a text, you go outside, and everybody's going, wow, I want that. I want to do that. Well, you can do that by calling On the Spot Automotive Detailing. They offer ceramic coating. It's the best way to protect your paint for years, and a 5-year warranty on that, and a 10% discount for our military. Call and book your appointment, 505-859-2859. That's area code 505-859-2859, or online at otsdetailing.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico. favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
Don't sack.
A lot of you were talking about the golf over the weekend. Cam Smith won the Open Championship, 20 under par. It's a big number. Got the email earlier. Don't like seeing it. It looks like the John Deere. Give me something that's a little tighter. Text line 505-246-0610. Somebody said, actually, I do enjoy seeing 20 under par to win the British Open, especially when the ratings driver, Eldridge Woods, ends up many strokes over par and doesn't make the cut. Okay? We're talking about how there won't be another Tiger. That I think the field is too deep. Somebody said, Cameron Smith, enjoy your 15 minutes of fame. We'll never hear from you again. I totally disagree. Text line says, hey, guys, have you ever thought that maybe they're all Tiger Woods, these studs, these new guys? No, I think they're all really good. I don't think any of them are Tiger Woods. No, I never thought that, actually. Tiger Woods went out and dominated and won 15 majors over, what, 15-ish years? Yeah. I no,
too much talent to be Tiger Woods now.
Yeah, I don't think they're all Tiger Woods. I think they're all really good. Let them go out and be their own Brooks Koepkas and Cameron Smiths and Dustin Johnsons and Xander Schauffele's. They don't have to be Tiger Woods. Is Tiger Woods, was he the next Jack? Or was he the first Tiger? Because I tell you, I think he's the first Tiger. Was he the next Jack? Not really.
What were they saying about a young Tiger Woods?
Well, it was this phenom that was going to come up, and I don't know that they were saying anything like this. It says, otherwise, what's the name of the movie which depicts the worst ever golf match played, and how did live players do at the British Open? Live players at the British Open, Dustin Johnson was up there in the top 10. I'll get you numbers on that. So there's a big golf story this morning, and I think this is fairly big. Sergio Garcia was the guy that was going to challenge Tiger when Tiger was still Tiger. Remember that? He was the guy that was going to be Tiger's rival. They were forcing it. They were doing made-for-TV tournaments. And Sergio's always been... Finish that sentence. How would you finish? Sergio's always been what? Let's play match game 2022. Sergio is whining. Well, Sergio's always been blank.
Bitter.
Bitter? Amory?
Annoying?
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
A brat?
Okay.
Bratty?
I'd say whiny.
Whiny? Bratty?
Cranky.
Cranky.
Sergio Garcia said at the Open yesterday that he intends to quit the DP World Tour. That's the European Tour. He's joined Live. JJ, did you see the reason that he is quitting the European Tour? Sergio no longer feels loved on his home circuit. He no longer feels loved. Let me read this to you. Now, this is translated. He spoke it in Spanish. I'm quite clear about what I'm going to do with the European circuit. Probably leave it. I want to play where I feel loved, and right now in the European Tour, I am not feeling loved. I'm very happy with what I have achieved, and I'm going to try to enjoy it. I will play less and will spend more time at home. If I cannot play any more major, that's the way it is. But it's not something that bothers me a lot. I'm feeling sad because of the Ryder Cup, but right now the way I'm playing, I won't be selected, end quote. Players who leave the tour are not going to be permitted to play on the Ryder Cup teams. The Ryder Cup captain for the European team, or at least the former captain, is Thomas Bjorn. Bjorn has said that players who have jumped over to Live are basically helping sports washing, and he's been vocal against that. Quote from Sergio. This is just so Sergio. When Thomas Bjorn, former Ryder Cup captain, came to the BMW Championship and told us, "We don't love any of you," and all players say, "So I already have an age and I had enough suffering to be enduring nonsense like that," that's not pretty. I've given more than half of my life to the European Tour, and I wanted to continue playing it, but I'm not going to be where they don't want me. It's very sad to receive such treatment for a personal and professional decision. I feel sorry for the Ryder Cup. My resignation is not official, but I'm going to make it effective. I have what I have, and I'm very happy with it, and I want to enjoy life to the fullest. I will play less. I will be more at home, end quote. He's not loved. He's being treated disrespectfully. He's enduring this nonsense. I don't know, man. There's part of me that feels they're all getting this, and I don't know where you're looking for the sympathy. Does it sound to you guys like that's what he's looking for?
Yes.
Like I'm not loved anymore, and I'm enduring this. And like, if you want to tell me, guys, I made enough money, I don't need to put up with this crap. Like, honestly, stand there and say, I've made a decision. I'm doing this for my family and for me and my future, and this is what I'm doing. And you don't have to like it, and you don't have to understand it, and bleep all y'all. And I'm going to play less and spend more time at home, make way more money, and I've done enough in golf. Would you respect that more?
Yes. It's the Pat Perez model.
Yes.
It's business. We get it. Stop trying to sell it as anything else. Growing the game for love of the game, this or that. It's a lot of money to play golf. It's an easier schedule to make more money. We get it. We just don't want to see you playing this game or telling us that this government's changed, that government's doing this. Just saying, I'm getting paid to play golf, and I don't care where the money's coming from as long as it's in my bank account.
Okay.
Sign me up.
And then it's like, you know what? Like me or don't. And honestly, I don't care.
Because guess who could be on board as well? Charles Barkley.
He's going to play on Live? What are you telling me?
No, Live is going to reach out to Barkley about potential broadcast opportunities. And on the Pat McAfee show, Charles Barkley said, paraphrasing a quote, but he might kill a relative for $200 million. So he's all in.
Well, all right, so what's his number? I mean, what?
I love Chuck.
What's the number?
Addie's friend Chuck.
Yeah, there's our buddy Chuck.
Good old Chuck.
Yeah, there's our buddy Chuck. Like what's? I almost said, what's it worth? I mean, they're pulling money out of the ground. They got more than they know what to do with. Charles Barkley would almost validate them to another level, wouldn't it? I mean, what's he worth to them? If Dustin Johnson's worth one, who's worth more to the Live Golf Tour, Charles Barkley or Dustin Johnson? I would argue that it's Barkley on the broadcast.
He said, quote, if somebody gave me $200 million, I'd kill a relative. Okay, Charles. They might take you up on that offer.
They may ask you to kill a relative. Now, I only took 198. It wasn't 200. I only took
my ground. I didn't want to kill anyone.
Yeah, I ain't going to kill nobody, but I only took 198. Who's more valuable to that tour? A guy like Brooks Koepka or Dustin Johnson or Charles Barkley?
I think Charles Barkley.
100%.
In terms of getting them more exposure.
Yes. Yes. But look, somebody who might not, whatever, I'm going to watch golf. But all of a sudden, Chuck's on it. Now I'm crossing into the NBA crowd. Mm-hmm. Now I'm crossing over to the Subway crowd. What else does he sell me? Did you see his new commercial? Oh, you sent me that.
I sent it to you.
That's got to be the one he went and shot, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was laying in bed. I was like, hey, there's that commercial.
I know, there's that commercial. I know. I don't know if he's going to do it. I don't even know if they've, but that's him basically saying, hey, come to me and give me $200 million, you got me. Right?
Yes.
I don't even know if they've come to him yet, but they might. 505-246-0610. Ian Baker at 9 o'clock this morning. He is a guard on the Panamaniacs, former really, really good New Mexico State guard. He's going to be with us. What's your financial goal? Y'all got him. We all do. Kirtland Federal Credit Union has products and personal service that can get you to whatever your goal happens to be. Planning for retirement? Investing for retirement starts with Kirtland Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today. Start walking the path to a confident future. Looking to buy a new home? Choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs. Partner with a team of friendly, knowledgeable mortgage experts. improving your home. You can turn the value of that house into cash. You can use that for home improvements, upgrades, and more. And then if you're looking to buy a car, they've got competitive rates, unbeatable service. You can drive away in the vehicle you want with payments with which you can live. Kirtland Federal Credit Union, how can they help today? Stop by any branch or visit them online at kirtlandfcu.org. kirtlandfcu.org. Membership eligibility required. See your representative for complete details.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Joe is going to leave, and you're like, fine. I got all right, a couple of responses on the text device. And keep them coming. I'll bring them to you. 505-246-0610. Danny Gonzalez was in earlier talking about football. It's media day this week. We're asking, how good can the Lobos be? What's Vegas put their over/under wins at 2.5. I think that's. I mean, it feels like stealing, doesn't it? Going over.
Talk to me Tuesday when you get in, and we'll see what I do at the window.
There we go.
All right. Are you going to place your bets before you talk to all these guys or after?
Probably better do it before.
100%.
After, like, these guys are great. I
You
love all of
You're going to
them.
love every one of them. So when we sit here and do our over-unders and we go over
They're,
on
of course,
everybody.
like, I don't know, that Troy Calhoun guy.
I know. Yeah.
Not all that excited about his
It's
football
so
team.
hard, Jeff. I don't know if we're ever going to win another game. We're small. Yeah, quarterback's back, but is he very good? And so good. Lobos have a really tough schedule, says the text line. We'll see marked improvement offensively, but it's only enough to give them a 4-8 record. Next year, we'll flip that record. Okay. This one says, you're always bashing Kirk Cousins. You guys are. However, him and RG3 were both drafted by Washington, and one is a bust. Cousins still functional. He can't help it if his star receiver got traded to Buffalo. First of all, are we always bashing? So much there. So if don't bash Kirk, he's functional. Kirk is functional. You don't bash him. I don't think we bash Kirk. do
No,
we? I mean,
not
he's
at all.
We
keep it real in this house.
He's an okay to above average NFL quarterback
with a top 10 offense.
And I just read you his overall record: 59-59-2. That screams middle of the road, doesn't it?
Also, Stephon Diggs wasn't happy, and they weren't the best of friends. So he also has some star receivers right now.
Justin Jefferson is
And
pretty
Adam
good.
Thielen.
Just ask him. just ask Justin Jefferson. He's the best in the league.
Like, that's the whole point. Like, it's even the Kirk Cousins defender just used the word functional.
Yeah, why are you guys
Describe
ripping on Kirk?
Cousins.
He's functional.
Think about
Poor
that for a
Kirk.
second. The Kirk Cousins defender still is like, he's functional.
That's what it says.
He's functional.
He wakes up and breathes.
He is.
And he walks on two legs.
And
throws the
RG3 is
football.
not, so I'm comparing him to Robert Griffin III. Okay.
Yeah, they put RG3 out there on the football field with a torn ACL and let him get destroyed in Washington.
We almost went to a Super Bowl with Case Keenum.
And
Come
if
on.
you listened between the lines,
Yeah.
my point was Kirk Cousins is better than he gives credit for. So it was to that exact point. But even the Kirk Cousins defender is like, yeah, he's functional.
I'm telling you. Poor Kirky.
That's what we're saying.
Kirky.
Well,
And it was interesting the fact that you had a former player, Vikings linebacker, talk about how they even felt that in the locker room. Like they said, Mike Zimmer was not willing to give the team to Kirk Cousins, and that's the position. That regardless if you think the dude's elite, if we're talking about Jimmy Garoppolo, Baker Mayfield, Kirk Cousins, you have to own the offense. You have to have an element of leadership. Even if you're not that dude that's Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, they have to trust in you. And if your head coach is like, I don't know, do we want to give this team to Kirk Cousins? Like, the players see it. They all know who's good,
Right.
but they're still going to go to battle. They still have to believe this is my job. That's our quarterback. We got to believe in him. And if you're having this rift in the locker room and you're looking at your head coach going like, Coach, just chill out, man. Kirk's going to give us an opportunity. But then he's like, I don't know about it. You're going to have this weird feeling in the locker room, and then Kirk Cousins is always going to feel like he's got this chip on his shoulder and he has to prove himself to everyone in the locker room as opposed to just going out there and leading that team.
And the comparison is Robert Griffin III. I know we rip on Jamarcus Russell as being the biggest bust ever. Isn't Robert Griffin III one of the biggest disappointments in the draft? Come on. Drafted that high with all that hype?
Not when your knee goes sideways your second year.
Kind of a disappointment, though. But yeah. All right, you want to talk hoops when we come back? TBT tonight, Enchantment versus Panamaniacs. Lobos Aggies. Ian Baker, former WAC Player of the Year, is going to be with us. Talk from the Panamaniacs side. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A. Marie, and Adrian on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Bach.
Open up the pit today. You're going to get hoops and really good hoops. I don't know if you've been watching the basketball tournament. It's already underway at other sites. Opens up in New Mexico today. The Enchantment versus the Panamaniacs. Or the Panamaniacs versus the Enchantment. Tonight at 8 o'clock, that's the wrap-up game out of the pit. Good morning to you, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. Glad you're with us this morning. We'll take your calls and get back to the phones coming up in a little bit. But, you've heard some former Lobos here on the program, and they've lots of talk when J.R. Giddens has been with us, and we've talked a lot. But you need to hear from the other side of this rivalry that gets to be revisited again tonight. The enchantment made up of the majority of former New Mexico Lobo players against the Panamaniacs, the majority former New Mexico State Aggies, and one of those Aggies is a terrific, terrific player who's playing overseas currently in Poland. He is a former WAC Player of the Year, won Player of the or MVP of the WAC tournament. Ian Baker joins us this morning on the opening drive. Good morning, Ian. How you living?
Good morning, man. Thank you for having me.
No, appreciate you getting up, and especially on game day and doing this. So the Panamaniacs coming up to the pit. Talk about the matchup in the first round. This is your guys' first run, most of you guys' first run at the basketball tournament, and just the thought process of going into this particular first round game.
Well, first of all, I think it's huge for the New Mexico State community because it's our first time, and this is something big that nothing has ever happened like this before. So it's big for that community, and then being matched up against UNM. It just makes it even more sweeter. We all know what that rivalry entails. So, we just all looking forward to getting after it once we get between those four lines.
So, Ian, what does that rivalry mean? Because I think it means, well, primarily it means the same thing to most of the guys who have been in it. Years later, and you've been out of it for, the last 5, 6, 7 years, what does a rivalry New Mexico State, New Mexico mean to you?
Man, it just means everything. When it comes to the rivalry, it means everything. Of course, it's going to give you bragging rights, but, both schools really want that game really bad. I know when every year comes around, we all circle that game on our schedule. So the fact that we can play in it 5 years after we done graduated school and stuff like that, it's pretty special.
Yeah, you guys love playing them down there. What was it like coming to the pit as the opposition? We've heard all these guys talk about coming down the ramp and how cool it was when they played for the home team. What about when you came down the ramp and walked in that building and you were playing for the opposition in that building? How was that?
Man, it was crazy. I always tell people the craziest time I felt was when I was a freshman in college, and it was so loud in there I could hardly even hear myself think. And so I was, I really wasn't playing that much that year, so I was just really on the bench just taking it all in, and it was just kind of crazy to see how loud that place got.
Ian, do you have a specific game, whether it's one in Las Cruces or one at the pit, that stands out for you in that rivalry?
I probably have to say maybe my last time playing against them, it was at the Pan Am, and it was my senior year, and we got a good win. We needed that win. We started off the year slow, and so we just got a good solid win against them, and I think we went on like a 20-game win streak after that. So it was just a good boost to our season that year. So, and that was my very last time playing against you on that. So to get a win in that rivalry was pretty cool.
Ian Baker with us here on the opening drive. You mentioned your senior season where you guys did have that win streak. You went on to be WAC Player of the Year. What's it like in the moment when you're on a squad and you run off 20 straight victories?
I think what you try to do is just literally stay in the moment. I can tell you, none of us was actually thinking like, oh, okay, we're on a win streak. Let's keep it going. We just was trying to get better every game and, follow our game plans and execute every single game. And it just so happened to turn into a 20-game win streak.
Ian, now you put this team back together, a bunch of former Aggies from different eras, or at least different parts of an era. How's it been? I know you've been down in Cruces for a better part of a week getting ready for this. How's this team gelled, and what's it been like getting back together with some of these guys, some with whom you played and some you didn't play with before?
I just think it's been a great experience overall. For us to, come together in that short amount of time has been pretty cool. To have a mixture of guys, older guys, younger guys that sort of in between, all that played at different eras, it's just pretty cool to see, man. Like, this is something it's almost like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. A lot of people aren't able to do this, So it's just something that I'm lucky to be able to be a part of, and I'm just happy to be it.
Ian Baker is a former WAC Player of the Year. He's going to be on the Panamaniacs playing in the pit against the Enchantment tonight. At 8 o'clock is when they're going to start the TBT. Playing overseas now in Poland. How's that been for you? Talk about your travels. You played in the I think it was the D League at the time, now called the G League with the Lakers, and now been playing over in Poland. Talk about that a little bit, and how's your Polish as far as speaking the language?
Well, actually, I played over in Poland my second year. The last spot I played in was in Hungary.
Oh, is that right?
But yeah, but overall, my whole overseas experience it has been a crazy experience to say the least. But I've definitely learned a lot, and I don't know, man. It's a different animal over there, depending on where you go. So just being able to go over there and playing some of those leagues and stuff, it's been pretty cool, man.
Well, when you say it's a different animal, I mean, talk about that a little bit. Is it everything from just the culture to the language to the food to the currency to, literally everything, right?
As far as the currency, that money goes direct deposit, so we don't really have that much issue with that. But yeah, of course, the language barrier could be an issue sometimes. Not really so much within the team, but more so outside of basketball, like when you go out to stores and stuff like that. And then, a lot of times wherever you go, you might have like 2-a-day practices and stuff. So that's tough to deal with as a pro because coming from America, we don't really do that unless it's like preseason or something like that. Over there, they like to do it throughout the whole season. So it's tough to deal with, man. It's tough to deal with. So depending on where you go, it can be easier than others. So just hopefully, if anybody's going overseas, man, they end up in a nice, chill environment to where it's not, as tough.
Now, Ian, when you were in college, and of course you dream, you're playing at a high level, you want to try to get to the NBA, but did overseas basketball ever cross your mind? Did you at some point realize, hey, that's probably going to be my path to maybe get back to where I want to go? At what point did you start thinking about overseas, and how do you even get connected with teams over there?
Well, my first year out when I played in the NBA G League, and it really wasn't a great basketball experience for me, that's when I really started to think like, well, not really giving up on my dream, but it's like, I got to kind of, read the writing on the wall. Like, it was probably smarter to go overseas. And, you just leave that stuff up to your agent. Your agent will shop your name out there, and that's pretty much how you'll get overseas.
Hey, Ian, when you came to New Mexico State, right, you're a Washington, D.C. kid, and you come out this way, and everybody talks about, it's a different world, it looks different. What was that process? And when did New Mexico State at some point start to feel like the right spot for you? Because I know everybody who comes to New Mexico, especially from back east, there's a big transition. I don't know if it's a bigger transition to go to Europe as opposed to go to New Mexico. Everybody tells me this is a different world as much as going overseas is.
Well, I can tell you for sure, when I first came to New Mexico, I didn't know anything about New Mexico, and it was for sure a culture shock. It was just very different. This was the furthest west I've ever been when I first came to New Mexico. Coming out of high school, I was originally committed to Providence, and, that fell through because of some, academic issues. But when I got to New Mexico State, I was for sure like a little uncomfortable because I just wasn't sure was it the spot for me. But once I got on the court and got acclimated within the team and stuff, I was fine. I knew I was going to be good.
Ian Baker, former Aggie guard, former WAC Player of the Year, is going to be on the Panamaniacs, is with us this morning on the opening drive as we get ready to open the TBT at the pit today.
Ian, we know that at the very end of this, there is $1 million on the line for the team that wins this tournament. What is it that has attracted you and so many other players to come together during the summer to play in this tournament?
Well, of course, that $2 million is for sure part of the motivation. Everybody wants to win that $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is, because it's a nice little check you can take home and, start your new season off with. But I think at the end of the day, we just all really want to hoop. Everybody, at this time, nobody's really overseas or in season. So for us to have an opportunity to hoop at a high level and have some exposure with it, I think that's what we all really want the most,
I'm looking at your roster, and I'm looking at ballers. I'm looking at guys who can play, who can fill it up. Braxton Higgins can ball, and Jamar Young is back, and you're back. And Jonathan Wilkins and Justin Hawkins, and I think Wendell McKinnis is on here, and Zach Lofton could score. You guys want to run up and down with this team against the Enchantment today, or what's the game plan without giving it all away?
We just want to get a win. That's all we want to do. I'll leave it at that. We just want to do whatever it takes to get a win.
Yeah. Is there? Do you think? Is it personal, or is it just that they're in the way of that $1 million or $2 million, whatever the number is? Is this just the first step in front of it, or there's got to be a little more, to play in this game against these guys, right?
I mean, of course, this is the first step. I mean, we have to go through them. We're maxed up against them, no matter if it was a rivalry or not. We got to go through them to get to wherever we're trying to go. As far as it being personal, I don't take it personally. Honestly, if I'm being honest, we know how big the rivalry is, but I never really got caught up in it. Anybody that I've played against that was on the UNM roster will tell you, I never was really amped up during games and stuff. I was just trying to get a win, so it's never personal with me. It's just really business, really.
Hey, Ian, when you got out there in the last week, is there a guy that surprised you about how good his game has gotten that maybe you hadn't played with or against, in the last bunch of years, and you've been on the court the last few days and going, damn, he got really good?
I'm going to say Jonathan Wilkins. And I just say him because when we was in school, he was such a laid-back, nonchalant guy. It almost seemed like he didn't have no motivation. But playing, hooping with him over the last week and with the team, and I'm just like, damn, Johnny, you looking good, man. You look like you more motivated than you ever been, So he was probably the one guy that stood out to me. Everybody else already knew, what they was about. So Jonathan Wilkins for sure.
At 6'10", he can make a difference. Ian, appreciate you getting up this morning doing this on game day. I know it's a big day. We look forward to seeing you out at the pit later today. But thanks for spending some time with us. Good luck tonight and, to you and the Panamaniacs against the Enchantment.
Okay, no problem, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Be well. It's good to catch up. Ian Baker, former WAC Player of the Year, former Aggie. I mean, they you go through the last decade of Aggie teams, right? And you're like, wow, that was a good team. Damn, that was a good team. And then you start looking and you start remembering guys like Jamar Young could ball. Zach Lofton could fill it up. Terrell Brown could score. Justin Hawkins was terrific. Ian Baker was just a terrific player. Braxton Huggins. You start looking at their roster, and this is no. I mean, I don't know what the spread is on it tonight, but this is no easy walkover for Enchantment.
No, and there's also, when you get there, who's going to be on the roster?
That's fair enough.
Because I don't think Zach Lofton is playing.
Is he not?
This team.
All right,
he's on the roster,
right,
but I don't know if he's playing or not.
Right,
so that's also another factor in it. It's like, all right, who's in there in the jersey ready for tip-off?
Yeah. That was actually really cool.
Oh, man. The Enchantment is -3.5.
So the Enchantment's favored by 3. That's home court, huh? All right, 505-246-0610. Aggie fan, what do you think? We've heard a lot from Lobo fan as you get ready to go play this game tonight in the pit. Aggie fan, you've been pretty quiet. Except for Jason. You've been humble cocky on this thing. Where are you? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer.
All right, thanks to Ian Baker. I thought that was good. I want to do that. We've heard a bunch of former Lobos in the Enchantment side, but I just didn't think that you had heard from the other side. And all the former Lobos told me it's great running down the ramp. What did the guys who played for the other team say? You know? And I thought that was good. 505-246-0610. Are you going tonight to the game? It's relatively affordable. I think it's quite affordable. I'm not going to tell you what's affordable to you, or I mean, right? Everybody's discretionary income is different, but I think it should be exciting. I think it should be fun. I told you at Amory about Cam Bearso used to do an alumni game, and it was a charity thing, and it was just getting alumni back. And I think what did you do, 2, JJ?
There are 2.
I think 1 year it just did an alumni all-star game, and then the second year it was Lobo versus Aggie alum. And it was just an exhibition in the pit, and it was, if I'm not mistaken, was it a warm-up for the TBT? It wasn't. But it was. I told JJ on Monday morning that week, it was like 105, 102, something like that. It was the best, most exciting, competitive Lobo Aggie basketball game I'd seen in a decade. It was terrific. Watching these guys, who many of them are now playing professionally overseas or wherever, go at each other, and that was for pride. Now there's the carrot being dangled in front of them of 7-digit payout for the team. And that's what's got me fired up. I remember that one, JJ. I remember how intense that was, how good the basketball was. And then I watched the game last night from Rucker Park that HBC United against the number 1 seed in that region, and HBC United beat them at Rucker Park, and how good the games are. Like, tonight should be really, really fun in the pit.
These guys care. Yes, there's money on the line, but this is more than just an exhibition game. It's win or go home. There's a ton of pride on the line. Ian Baker just said it. He's like, we want to hoop. We want an opportunity to hoop. They get the opportunity in front of national TV audience tonight. This is the ESPNU game of the first round. The other are ESPN3 broadcasts, but it's still available nationally. You're getting TV exposure. You have the rivalry in there. And also, these guys are professionals. They're playing overseas. It's not just UNM versus New Mexico State. It is showing the level of player that they are. Win or go home. So there's so much more pressure on this than just an exhibition game, which they took seriously at the end. Like, you're going to see it from start to finish. And the fun twist is the Elam ending.
Yes.
Which you're going to find out about tonight if you haven't watched the basketball tournament before. And it's great. Absolutely great for things like this. They're using it now in the NBA All-Star Game. So what the Elam ending is the first timeout under 4 minutes to go in the game. First dead ball.
Timeout or whistle?
Whistle. The first dead ball. They stop everything, turn off the clock. So there's just a shot clock. There's no more game clock. They turn off the clock. They add 8 points to the leading team's score. That becomes a target score. And the first team to that score wins the game. So you're not sitting there running Princeton offense, 4 corners offense, just running on the shot clock for 6 straight possessions. You got to play it out to hit that score.
And the defense ratchets up. The intensity ratchets up. It's pretty intense.
And it's to play the game. And you can't, because if you just can't sit there and foul. Because you foul, it's free throws, and the
it's
team
one
keeps
free
possession.
throw. Yeah, I think you get one foul, and then the second foul after is a free throw and possession. So a game. I saw the game end last night on a foul. It was kind of a ticky-tack, as Fran Fraschilla said. That's a play on. It was a foul away from the basket. The guy made the free throw. Ball game.
But the whole focus is play it out to the end. You're not just sitting on a 10-point lead for 4 minutes. Like that other
Milking
team
the clock and watching
could go on a ridiculous run and win it, which has happened.
Ask Enchantment last year.
Yes. And so it's a fun twist. Excited for this. Tonight should be a good atmosphere. This is what you're looking for. You're looking for events, looking for meaningful basketball. You got it.
Yeah. No, I think this should be a good time. And it's basketball from dudes that you watched. It's the rivalry. And I don't know what more you want, honestly. And it's affordable, and it's a Monday night in July where it's the All-Star break. You're going to watch the Home Run Derby? Like, honestly? What would you rather watch, the Home Run Derby or a Lobo Aggie game that matters? It's not even, to me. I've never been a Home Run Derby dunk contest guy anyway. What would you rather watch? You're thinking about it. That's fair.
Well, no, I'm thinking it's like a Homer question, but
is it
TBT? Well, everyone else outside New Mexico.
Well, but I mean, we're rival. Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah.
No, I'd rather watch a rival. TBT. Yeah. Lobos Aggies.
I think this should be fun tonight. I do. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. That's where texts are coming in as well. Emails this morning, Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Did you catch any of the game last night? The one. What did you think of the Rutgers Park stuff? Rucker Park. It's playing outside.
It's not worried as much about that as a game on like an aircraft carrier, wide open.
You like the
docks.
The dudes on the mic the whole time, just screaming in the background.
Rucker Park,
it's Rucker Park, man. Yeah,
legendary.
That's right. It's an outdoor court. It looks like there's about 1,000 people kind of around there. Outside, legendary Rucker Park street ball, and they went at it. And it's kind of cool. It seems like it's going to be 92 degrees. They were saying on Wednesday for the final of that region, and they've taken some iconic arenas, some iconic venues is what they've tried to do with this, and the Pit being one of those. And let teams go. If you get out there 1 o'clock today, I think you're going to enjoy the hoops. Period. And JJ, you've got the Colorado State alumni team going first, right? In the first game, then is it the Boise?
It's the 3-6 matchup is first up. It's the LA Cheaters versus Ram Up. The Cheaters, a bunch of like Drew League guys. Casper Ware, junior, Long Beach State. The one name you're going to know on this team, James Ennis. Well, I don't know, maybe like 3 people know him, but he had a lengthy NBA career. He's at the very end. And then for Ram Up, Jason Smith. He had like 14-year NBA career, so we'll see what he's got left in the tank. And then it's like guys that you kind of remember Shea Bob.
Okay.
Emmanuel Amagbo.
Absolutely.
Back running with them. Prentice Nixon. So some recent guys as well. Nico Carvaccio. It says he's an assistant coach, but I feel like that dude should be on the floor playing.
Yeah.
Like you should just throw on that jersey and play with this team.
Yeah. So that's the first game. That's the Ram Up versus the LA Cheaters, right? Yeah. 3 o'clock Team Challenge ALS against Once a Bronco. The Once a Bronco team is a bunch of former Boise State guys.
It's just so fun.
So and I guess this the Team Challenge ALS is quite a team. They're coached by Darren Collison, former NBA guy. They went back in 2017. They were the runner-up in this tournament. Archie Goodwin, Anthony Brown. Tell me about Julian Newman. It says viral sensation. I guess I'm not familiar with him. Do you know him?
I'm going to have to.
Can you say the name again?
Julian Newman. Okay. But against a bunch of former Boise State Broncos that I think you'll enjoy.
Marvell Harris in there, former Fresno State guard, Mountain West player.
Who could
the year
he
candidate?
Was terrific. Yeah, it was terrific. He was terrific. The 6 o'clock game. This is the one right before Enchantment versus Panamaniacs. This is the number 1 team in this bracket, Heat Fire. They will play a team called Competitive Choice. Heat Fire is coached by LaFonso Ellis, the former NBA player who broadcasts now on ESPN. This is a team that reached the championship game last year. Raphael Putney, who's a power forward on the 2021 All-TBT team. The Competitive Choice team is based out of Houston. Lamar Peters is on that team, so they can score. It's just fun basketball. It's just going to be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. And actually really looking forward to getting out there. 505-246-0610, 8889-220-610. I ask you a lot who's watching your home. Came out yesterday, middle of the day. They come by. IPS comes by my house twice a day at least, and just was getting ready to go out, and there they are. He's outside. Wave at him. Just it's the presence. If my alarm goes off, and it has, they're there within 5 to 7 minutes. When I go out of town, International Protective Service surveys the house. If I ask them to pick up mail or newspaper, roll garbage cans out, they'll do that. A package gets delivered. They'll make sure that they have it instead of somebody who I don't want to have it, and they give it to me when I get back. IPS protects homes and businesses because crime is on the upswing and the officer shortage is not going away. Aaron Jones opened IPS in 2006 because he cares about our community. And he now has highly trained armed guards, 24-hour patrols, who will watch your home, watch your business, and keep the bad guys away. For about $5 a day, you can have private security protecting, looking after, watching what's important to you that you've worked so hard to build. Aaron's committed to our city and to your protection. Give him a call. International Protective Service, IPS, 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or online at ipsglobal.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson.
The Sports Animal.
TBT and the Home Run Derby. That's what you get today. Opening drive, you get us in your ear, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Text line says, speech would have been good with Case, but Zimmer just became a cracking old my who hate. What is this? Why do you send me stuff like that if I can't read it? Did Zimmer hate everyone?
No.
So it says, I think this is telling me he's an old man probably who hated everyone.
No, and then he was sad. You know, Rick Spillman and the gang broke up. GM and manager and coach.
All right.
Zim's doing fine.
Not worried about Zim, nor am I worried about Sergio and his money, nor am I worried. I mean, like honestly, poor Zim probably was sitting at home and going, wait, I'm in the news? Why am I in the news?
He's just enjoying being a grandpa. He has a really hot girlfriend that's like 35.
And he's what?
60 something.
God bless him, right? I mean, leave him alone.
And he probably could get a defensive coordinator job somewhere else.
He could do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He was a head coach
Good
for how long?
riddance.
And he probably doesn't have to deal with Minnesota winners anymore.
No.
Which, from everything I understand, kind of suck.
It's rough.
So then there's that. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. The other big deal coming out of those guys was a guy, Justin Jefferson. Is he, as he says, one of the best? Is he going to be the best receiver in the league? Justin Jefferson's good, right?
Yes, he is very good.
Do you buy that, well, he's going to be the best in the league?
I think he'll be a top receiver.
Okay. He came out, what was he, like the 4th, 5th receiver drafted in that draft? Yeah. Quote, I'll say after this year, I'll be the best receiver in the NFL. I definitely have to give it to Devontae Adams as of now. Him being so crazy and dynamic on the field. His route running is crazy, so I definitely have to give it to him right now, but I'm pretty sure after this year it's going to be me, end quote. Look, for a 23-year-old who wants to get paid, prop yourself up, man. Go ahead and go with the accolades. Put them upon yourself. Go out. There's some good young receivers in this league, and this was a great class this year coming in. But he's, quote, "It's not normal for people to get that many yards consistently back to back like that. Really just working on my weaknesses that I felt I had throughout the season. Always working on my game. I'm always working, blah, blah, blah." He's got a new coach. He's got a rejuvenated quarterback. Like your team, by the way, your division is there for the taking this year.
I know.
I don't think Green Bay is going to fall off as much as everybody else does.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, just because they
still
lost
have Aaron
Devontae
Rodgers.
Adams.
I know.
lose one guy. Don't you think that division's? First of all, I think Green Bay is the team to beat because they were the number 1 seed last year. They got the MVP coming back, and they built on everything except for they lost their best receiver. Okay, but the rest of that division, Lions, Bears, like you should be a wild card team this year.
We're always a wild card team.
Were you last year?
No.
Okay, well, always except for last year.
Correct. I'm saying that's like our.
Well, there's no.
We're an average wild card team usually. I'm not saying every. That's where we
That would
usually
be the
stand.
time to pounce.
Right.
Is you can win at a high level in this league with a functional quarterback. 49ers win divisions. 49ers got to the Super Bowl. So Justin Jefferson, I know he's propping himself up. The dude's 23, and he's not wrong in that he could be the best receiver in football right now. Because with that functional quarterback, as a rookie, the dude had 1,400 yards. Last year, he had 1,600 yards. You got your Cooper Kupps, but the new guys are taking this league over by storm. It's the way things are going. It's no longer just nice to have a receiver. You have to have.
You have to have a stud receiver.
Stud receiver. Now, there's only a couple guys that you're going to believe in without the stud receiver. We'll see what Patrick Mahomes' life is like without Tyreek Hill. We'll see what Aaron Rodgers' life is like without Devontae Adams.
Would you say Travis Kelce's a stud receiver? Because I sure as hell
He's
would.
not blowing games open like Tyreek Hill.
I would say he's a stud receiver. Now, the stud receiver, what you're saying is a breakaway speed guy, a take off the top guy, a Jamar Chase, a Tyreek Hill. Because in that case, the Rams don't have one. Although they have the guy who's the highest paid receiver in the league and won the Triple Crown last year.
They have one, a Cooper Kupp,
okay.
game breaker.
Yeah, he's not a take off the top guy, though.
Yes.
He's not faster than everybody out there.
You don't have to be fast to take over the top. You make plays downfield.
He gets open, though, man. It's crazy how he gets open. I would say almost every team has somebody that they think is that. Almost every team. You know who's going to be really interesting to me this year? As far as a receiver who was the best in the game that disappeared because he didn't play last year is Michael Thomas. The reports coming out of New Orleans tell me that he is healthy, that he is back focused. Because I was wondering if we were ever going to see Michael Thomas again. And everything I'm hearing coming out of there is he has been working. He is back to being the guy. I would have argued maybe even a year ago at this time that he was the best receiver in the game. Certainly 2 years ago, right? Didn't play last year. To me, he's a difference maker. Another guy who is getting me 10, 12 catches a game, who seems to always be open, and even when he's not, he's open. That's going to be interesting to me. How good is Amari Cooper in a new setting? I'm interested.
Not as good because the quarterback's going to be Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. Yep.
Be great if it was Deshaun Watson throwing in footballs this season.
I think Terry McLaurin's a great young receiver. Jamar Chase is a great young receiver. I think I think Claypool's really good. It's going to be interesting to see now who rises to the top with Denver's young receivers. Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick. I look at what Justin Herbert's got. It looks like he's got a couple that could be there. A.J. Brown's in a new spot in Philly. You got Tyreek Hill. That changes too his world, doesn't it? Having Tyreek Hill there? I mean, everything that they've got now in Miami changes his world.
The Jalen Waddle
is terrific.
Already, it's coming off a season where he had 104 receptions. And he's like perfect now for this offense. Him and Tyreek Hill. a lot of yards after the catch. The play designs, I'm really excited to see what Mike McDaniel does, getting these guys the football. And if they do take shots, how does Tua handle it? Can he be a guy? To your point, you got Tyreek Hill. He can take the top off of defense. If you hit a couple of those with what those guys can do underneath, Tua's going to look really good because they're going to make him look very good.
You know, every year I go into this and I say, it's a huge year for this quarterback. Last year was probably Derek Carr, and I thought he excelled. Tua's at the top of my list this year. 100%, the most pressure, the biggest, it's do or die. It's for Tua because they went out and they want to win. The division outside of Buffalo, I think, is gettable. They got him weapons. It's time, right?
No doubt, because they're in position. They got some draft capital in the future. They're set. And so next year, it's not, we got to go make sure we get this guard here or get that defensive player. It's, all right, so if you don't perform, we're going to go find a dude that can step in right away. And who's it going to be? It will be someone. Like it's the Matt Ryans of the world, or even along those lines. Mm-hmm. Who becomes disgruntled? Who's the guy that you just don't expect? And it's boom, Russell Wilson's on the market.
I'm going to give you number 2 and 3, and I'm not sure which order I think they're in. But I think it's Jameis and Kirk Cousins. Big year for them at quarterback. And I say Kirk Cousins not out of disrespect to the emailer who says he's completely functional. But it's a new coach. It's year 6 with him. And it feels like they've shored up what they need to take care of. The division is firmly gettable, and it's time. It's time, and you've got to go from being 59-2 to you've got the guy who just told me he's the best receiver in the game. You've got one of the top 3 running backs in the game in Dalvin Cook. You've got Adam Thielen there as well. Supposedly your defense has gotten better. Now with your new head coach. Okay, healthy is better. But they've got... I'm going to tell you, Jameis is on a weird thing right now too, right? Because New Orleans has kind of turned this thing over to him, but I'm not sure they bought in. But I don't know who I think is number 2 on that list. I think 2 is firmly number 1. It's a huge year, show me or don't, for quarterbacks. But do you disagree with me on Kirk?
No, I think I love it, and I think you're right. And a close one behind him is, I think, Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts.
See, I don't think Dak as much because he just got paid, and so they got nowhere to go on him. So Dak is firm. Jalen Hurts is interesting because it's his second year as a starter, and I think he gets another year after this. He's got to show improvement. Look, there's guys to be up to show improvement.
I think Jalen Hurts is in the same position as Tua.
Do you really?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because they went out and got him a bunch of stuff? Yeah. Fair. That's fair. Philly's got and he got him to the playoffs last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's got to get better. I think Tua's I think Tua's a year ahead of him on the urgency factor. But I don't think anybody's got a whole lot of patience. I just don't think that's something that runs in high.
Sports fans never have
well,
patience.
Nor do the organizations.
Sport teams.
Yeah, I don't think it runs in abundance.
There are no patience
amongst
in
these
sports.
organizations. I agree. All right, 505-246-0610. Still have time for you to correspond. Emails, Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com, JJ@sportsanimalabq.com. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Probably not giving enough credit to the Mario Mocha factor, too. Kind of the X factor, don't you think? Going to be the one of the assistant, or one of the coaches for the Panamaniacs today. That's a big deal, no? Maybe not. I'm kind of fired up about this.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good time. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Opening drive, wrapping up on a whatever day today is. It's only Monday still? Still only Monday? Text line says, any idea if the pit still requires COVID vaccination proof for entry? I don't know that I know the answer to that. Do you? I'm going to guess no, but I shouldn't guess. I'm not sure I have time in the show to get you an answer for that. I would give them a call over at 505-925-LOBO. That's the ticket office, and they'll be able to get you an answer. I honestly don't know the answer. Do you?
I wasn't even thinking about that.
Nor was I. But it just came in, and I don't know. So you can hit that. All right. What else do I got before I get out of here? I got. Who's your favorite, by the way, in the home run derby tonight? Who you got? Pete Alonso again?
Juan Soto.
Juan Soto, the man who turned
$440 million. All
right, here's.
I don't want to play for you Nationals.
That might be a like at the very top of the list of things I'll never say. Yeah, no, I'm good.
I don't need your $440 million.
I mean, I always thought, like, you know, at the top of the list of things I'll never say is, yeah, I've been married 25 years. No, I above that'll be, I just turned down $440 million.
Not good enough.
All right, a home run derby field. Your number 1 seed is Kyle Schwarber against the 8 seed Albert Pujols. JJ's guy, the 4 seed, Juan Soto against Jose Ramirez. 6 seed, Julio Rodriguez against the number 3 seed, Corey Seager. And then the 7 seed, Ronald Acuna Jr. against Pete Alonso. I mean, Alonso's hard.
Over, under 5.5 home runs for Albert.
Over.
I was gonna say over as well.
He wouldn't be doing this if he couldn't. I mean, he's not going to go out there and embarrass himself, is he?
Have you watched him play baseball?
Yeah. But I mean, he can still hit BP home runs, can he? I mean, I'm watching him chase curveballs and sliders. I understand that. I mean, that's beyond him now. But he should be able to still. He wouldn't put himself in this if he was going to embarrass himself, right? This is Tiger going out to the Open. He thinks he can win.
He's not going to embarrass himself. Of course, he thinks he's going to win. And we watched Tiger shoot one of the worst scores ever.
Yeah, Tiger thought he could win.
Well, dudes are hitting 20 under on the course.
Fair enough.
You can think all you want.
It's 100% right. Yes.
I do like this move from Major League Baseball, though. Get Albert Pujols in home run derby. Get him a little run as his last hurrah in Major League Baseball. You got him in there with potential Rookie of the Year candidate Julio Rodriguez for the hottest team in baseball, Seattle Mariners, with a Juan Soto, Acuna, the rivalry with Pete Alonso, NL East. Like, they did a good job in setting it up for the home run derby tonight.
Albert's hitting .215, man, with 6 home runs. See, and again, would I rather watch that, or am I going to rather watch the Enchantment versus the Panamaniacs?
Depends on what city you're in.
This one,
we're going to the pit. We will see you at the pit tonight.
I mean, it's easy. I'm in this city.
Exactly.
It's an easy answer. All right, who you got tonight?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Who said Soto?
Chapman versus.
Oh, I apologize.
Sorry, I was just looking.